Live. I just finished recording some fantastic 30-minute routines for the Effortless Qigong Elevate library, um, which you can sign up right now for the free trial. And now that I'm finished, I wanted to talk about this concept that came to me today while I was doing my practice and I was researching and I was putting together these routines, is this idea that we can honor our lives in life. Okay, there's many different ways to honor our lives, but one of them that I think is particularly true for Qigong practice and everything I'm teaching here and that we're working on here is honoring our lives through inner cultivation. When we take that time to clear stress from our lives, to generate feelings of joy or the bright, good feeling that comes from doing a Qigong practice or exploring acupressure or breath work. Just knowing that we're cultivating our energy system and our nervous system, our mind-body connection, our mindfulness is one of the greatest rewards I think that we have in life. And so I want to invite you kind of in this live, if you're watching the replay or watching live, just to reflect on that this week. How has my Qigong practice contributed to the cultivation of my mind, my body, my health? For me personally, the practice of Qigong and breath work has been, I think, foundational in my personal growth and in my spiritual development, because it's given me the tools to be able to, for example, stretching and breathing, clearing that stress. Qigong has taught me how to recognize and notice aspects of my energy and my emotions I didn't before. Same thing with pranayama. So exploring these techniques have been really, really fascinating. And I consider myself personally a student of Qigong, a student of yoga, a student of mindfulness and meditation, and these fantastic tools and techniques that we have. And there's so many, and I'm always learning. Like, I'm a certified Holden Qigong teacher, but even that being said, I'm always learning, right? And that's what's so fantastic about doing these practices is we can be learning new movements, new breathing exercises, or even returning to the old techniques and doing those techniques on a regular basis. We can discover new things about them, because each time you do a Qigong practice, you're actually going to notice something different. So even if you're doing the same Qigong routine, like I know some people have told me they'll do the same morning routine on Effortless Qigong most mornings, and each time they show up, they're actually going to be noticing different things, feeling different energies, learning new things about their bodies. And that the reason is because our bodies are constantly changing and shifting. You know, we may be dealing with different stresses one week. We may be dealing with different aspects of our hormonal cycle, or we're entering different seasons, right? So every time we show up, our body's different. And that means even though we're doing the same techniques, the same movements, we might notice different things. Okay, that's so interesting and so exciting about Qigong practice. And what inspired me to go live today is I wanted to talk about how important it is that we honor our lives, and we do that through our inner cultivation. Because even as we pursue wealth or health or relationships or success in our careers, all of that is being experienced in our mind-body system. And so we want to make sure that through that inner cultivation, that we're cultivating the qualities that we want. And I think what's so useful about doing a Qigong practice is when we show up to the mat and we practice, we're cultivating inner peace, joy, mindfulness. We're slowing down. We're learning how to cultivate that effortless and relaxed power that comes from doing these movements and these techniques. Because I think oftentimes we think that power is, brute strength, being able to lift something or run fast or these types of things. But I think oftentimes, like when it comes to dealing with our family, or our kids, or dealing with our friends or coworkers. The real power is oftentimes being in control of your own nervous system, knowing how your breath works. Like if you get upset or frustrated, knowing how to breathe, knowing how to clear stress. Um, know, as we practice our mindfulness skills, noticing how we tell stories about people. We make up stories sometimes in our own minds about the intention of a rude comment. Maybe it wasn't even intended that way. We don't know. So that's why we want to do inner cultivation. We want to practice all these techniques, explore various fields of inner cultivation so that we can show up to the world using that soft, quiet power, which is oftentimes people might not even know it, right? You have to ask, why do I, what do I want out of life? And oftentimes you're going to answer that with, I want to feel good. I want to have healthy relationships. I want to be content with myself. I want to enjoy my daily routine. I think a Qigong practice helps us to cultivate all of that because we clear stress in a Qigong practice. We learn how to move with more mindfulness, more grace, more ease. We also even the discussion that Qigong brings, like part of Qigong is the movement, the stretching, the self-massage, that's great. But then there's a good Qigong teacher is also going to guide you into, for example, if the movement is for the lungs, part of the Qigong theory is we're going to talk about letting go. Because the lungs are exhaling, they're letting go. Lungs are paired with large intestine in Chinese medicine. These are the organs that are really cleansing and letting go. Right? You exhale or you pass food or stool. Anyway, so it's interesting and it's exciting. And I think what's cool about living in the age we are in now is that you can access these techniques for free on YouTube. You can practice Qigong. You can practice yoga, breath work. You can listen to guided meditations. You can spend time and invest in yourself for free, oftentimes. And it's now more affordable than ever to even pay for more high quality routines or subscriptions, right? And in the past, when we didn't have video cameras or the internet, if a teacher showed you a technique, you could only do it once and then you have to memorize it or take notes. But now we live in an age where you can practice techniques over and over again. You can rewatch the videos, and that is really exciting. So I think that's what's kind of interesting is Qigong is a 3,000-year-old practice. And what's cool about that is it's kind of being brought into this new age where, Qigong's being brought into a new modern age where we have this ancient practice that's so useful for modern times because of how it helps us to clear stress and cultivate energy and sleep better and digest our food and whatever you're trying to do with Qigong, there are techniques out there that you can try and see if it helps you. But now in the modern age, you can practice these things anywhere, at any time, right? And that's why in the Effortless Qigong Elevate subscription, I'm trying to make sure the app is set up so you have short routines you can do. Like I have some 5-minute routines that you can do on a break. For example, there's 5-minute energizer if you're looking for an energy boost or if you're looking to clear stress. I have those videos there. Anyway, it's really fascinating. It's really interesting, okay? And so I think that's interesting. We have all this modern technology, like artificial intelligence and cell phones and laptops and everything. But, yoga is more popular than ever. And I think Qigong is getting its popularity increased here in the West as well. And so I think this is really exciting. Okay, reflection question. How are you cultivating your inner game? Are you doing Qigong, breath work? Are you journaling or reading books? Are you investing in yourself? Because that's what makes life beautiful when we do that. When we invest in ourselves on a regular basis. When we take the time to develop our inner cultivation. Because I think Qigong really synergizes with other things. Like to me, I started watching these videos on YouTube years ago about keystone habits or cornerstone habits. And these are like the fundamental habits that aid in the success of your life or the growth of your life. And what we do, some of these cornerstone habits are things like meditation, reading books, exercise, eating well, sleep. Like these are really important habits to have. And so I think that personally Qigong for me is a keystone habit. It is a habit that helps with everything else. And the reason that is because when we do a Qigong practice, we're stretching, we're doing self-massage, we're doing mindfulness, we're doing exercise, we're breathing deeply and fully. All these things help to create harmony and wellness in our bodies. And when we do that, when we do these inner cultivations, it helps us to think more clearly, to be more peaceful, to be more resilient throughout the day. And so for that reason, I think Qigong is fantastic. I've noticed a huge shift in myself over the years. That's why I decided to become a certified Holden Qigong teacher and build this channel, because I have found these types of movements as part of a healthy lifestyle just so amazing. I think Qigong is a fantastic part of any healthy routine. And even my high performance coach, Brendan Bouchard, he does Qigong as well. I saw him talk about that in an interview, which was really cool. So yeah, this is a short live. I'm kind of jumping over the place here. I'm gonna keep kind of doing these impromptu lives where I discuss these topics. They'll get better as I go. And I hope that you found something at least inspiring and useful here. Because remember, we've got this life. Let's honor this life. Let's invest in ourselves. Let's do this inner cultivation work, right? Let's practice the meditation, the Qigong, the breath work, whatever it is that works for you. I think we should not sleep on the fact that we are the first generation that has access to all this information. Like books, podcasts, videos, courses, we have all this stuff. And, you don't know what you're gonna discover until you do it. Like what can you access through breath work? What can you cultivate through Qigong? What can you cultivate through a yoga practice? How can you grow spiritually? How can you grow in terms of your personal development? All these things, humans have never had access to this information. We've never had artificial intelligence chatbots that we can use as personal coaches, that we can ask any question. And it pretty much has very high quality answers most of the time that we can at least use as food for thought, right? You can use artificial intelligence to generate journaling prompts for you. You can use it to give you guided meditations. You can do all these fantastic things in this age that we're in. And so I say we use modern technology to cultivate inner wellness and honor our lives and this opportunity that we have here. That's why I've created this YouTube channel. That's why I'm going live, because I want to be part of this. I want to share this information with you, and I want us to grow together as a community. I'm a student of Qigong. I'm a student of yoga. I'm a student of mindfulness, personal growth, spirituality. I'm learning all the time. And I think that's true. Qigong is a practice. Even if you're a teacher, you should always be learning and always remain a student as well. Let's see here. Yeah, and so that's why I've created the Effortless Qigong Elevate subscription. And already people are signing up for the free trial. And today I was working on some 30-minute routines, building some longer videos into the subscription. I don't think I'll ever put out very long routines here on YouTube. That's really for people that want to go deeper. And so those will be in the Effortless Qigong Elevate subscription, which you can sign up for free and try the trial. And if you like it, stick around. Remembering that Effortless Qigong Elevate is really just getting started, and it's going to be growing deeper. This week I'm working on some 30-minute routines I'm working on just like fleshing out the routine of the weeks. I want to get ahead of schedule on that. I'm going to put together a short seated Qigong routine journey on Effortless Qigong Elevate, which I'm hoping to have it done by Friday. I'll shoot that indoors. They're all going to be around 5 or 10 minutes. Just very short Qigong routines to start. And then, what was it? Oh yeah, and guided meditations. I'm going to be putting up guided meditations, which actually will be available for free on the app. So I'm going to have one section of guided meditations that people can go on to Effortless Qigong Elevate, and they can do the free guided meditations. Partly there'll be a mixture, but those ones are just for people who want to check those out. They'll have to be free, partly because they're from these initial batch of mindfulness guided meditations will be from mindfulness exercises, and they technically have to be free. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. My final remarks here is, guys, honor your life. Practice inner cultivation. Exercise, breathe, do the things you got to do to feel good, okay? Honor your life. You got one life, you're beautiful, your life is a gift. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, try some Effortless Qigong routines, enjoy them, clear stress, cultivate that inner vitality, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.